Hello everyone, my name is the Phawx. This will be an update to the review I've done on the aftermarket heatsink and case. I do not have the SSD cooling fan or the shell that supports the 2280 mod, which is mostly fine I think because the majority of the people care about the performance of the finished 2242 case and or the composite heatsink. Before we begin, I think it would be worthwhile to catch up with the campaign as there has been a considerable amount of changes and there has been some confusion as to what exactly is happening. Now, since my original review on the copper heatsink mod, the campaign has had a few delays in that Indiegogo seemingly took a long time to deliver the funds to Niluxany. Some of those improvements have people a bit upset, like buying the copper heatsink version and it switching to a copper plus aluminum hybrid. Other parts of the improvements have been redesigning the shell to allow more air to come in and sit better. There have also been some designs to allow for a 2280 M2 drive or even SSD cooling. The good news is there has indeed been some individuals that have already received heatsinks and have had good results. Things are shipping out now as things have finalized. If you haven't received your heatsink in yet, I know that a Chinese holiday just recently finished, but everyone is back to work today. Niluxany is shipping things out as fast as he can at this point. If you are ever concerned, I suggest talking with Niluxany on my GPD Discord or directly through Indiegogo. Of all the things that have happened in the campaign, perhaps the most important thing to recognize is that GPD has updated and changed the stock heatsink on 2019 models of the Win 2. So please look at this picture to see if you need to contact Niluxany on Indiegogo and if you need to change the type of cooler you're getting. Now to talk about the finalized heatsink and shell as it is. Obviously it's been quite a while, as it's been 5 months since my initial review on the copper heatsink. Let me begin by saying that the wait has 100% been worth it. The nylon shell fits absolutely perfectly, there isn't any misalignment, it sits very flush. Now, it is obviously not as resilient as the stock plastic shell, but the heat-resistant nature of it along with the kickstands make it a solid upgrade in my book. I did take measurements with my non-contact thermometer and all values remain the same as my previous numbers, in which they are exceedingly better than the stock shell. Now, with the composite copper aluminum heatsink, there have for sure been a number of improvements to the design of the heatsink, as it was far easier to install this newer heatsink compared to the original, and I'm actually getting better temps than my previous. I've gone ahead and installed this newer heatsink on my third GPD Win 2, and with this version I can successfully push the machine to 15 watts, far easier than on the previous model. Before looking at 15 watt metrics, let's first take a quick look at 7 watt and 12 watt results, which are really great as well. For 7 watts with an hour test, max sustained heat was 52 degrees Celsius. For 12 watts with a 30-minute test, max sustained heat was 62 degrees Celsius. This is on battery using Phawx. I'd like to point out at this point that I was getting 72 degrees Celsius on the older copper heatsink test at 12 watt, so this is a 10 degrees Celsius improvement over that. And when at 15 watts on the stock heatsink, it's extremely easy for me to hit 95 degrees Celsius within 5 minutes. That's an extreme temperature to hit within a very short time frame. But when using the composite copper plus aluminum, I never go over 75 degrees Celsius, which is a healthy 20°C drop and what is advertised on the Indiegogo campaign. So ultimately, I can very much recommend everything that Niluxany is selling on the Indiegogo campaign. Previously, I couldn't recommend the nylon shell because it didn't have the SSD grounding. It now does include the SSD grounding. Additionally, the composite copper plus aluminum heatsink is performing better than the all copper version that I had. So all things told, everything is an improvement from the last version that I have gotten, and it's real easy for me to recommend now. That's it. That's the final review for this composite heatsink. If you are interested in buying it, you can head on over to the Indiegogo page and reach out to the creator of the mod. As always, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for watching.